Hi, I'm Corey, and this is Bicycles in Buddhism. Do you ever struggle with the big questions, like who am I? Why do I suffer so much? What can I do to be happy? Like most of us, are you totally lost? Well, today we're going to learn about wisdom and the benefits that come through understanding the nature of our existence as human beings. The fourth Buddhist paramita, or virtuous quality, is Panna, which is variously translated as wisdom, discernment, intelligence, or understanding. The Panna Paramita means seeing things as they really are, in light of three truths that characterize all living beings. These truths are change or impermanence, suffering or dissatisfaction, and non-self or emptiness. Understanding impermanence means realizing that nothing we experience is unchanging. Our bodies never stop aging, even for a moment, and our minds never stop evolving. Our thoughts, emotions, dreams, desires are always changing. Nothing stays the same. Often these changes occur at a slow pace that prevents us from realizing them, like the growth of a tree or the aging of our bodies. They don't change noticeably on a day-to-day basis, and so they can be hard for us to comprehend. But if we look at pictures of ourselves from years ago and then look in the mirror, the aging of our bodies becomes very apparent. Understanding dissatisfaction means realizing the many ways we suffer as mortal beings. We suffer physically when we are born, when we get sick, when we are injured, and as we age, our bodies and minds deteriorate until eventually we die. And even if we live long and healthy lives, we have to watch these things happen to the people that we care about. More than just physical pain, we experience intense emotional and mental suffering. We suffer when we don't get the things we want in life, like lots of money or a romantic partner. And we suffer when we do get the things that we don't want, like sickness, injury, and old age. We want things to stay the same, but know they will change. And deep down we realize that if we live long enough, we will have to watch all of our friends and family die, and we will eventually be separated from everything that we care about. This causes us a great deal of existential anxiety and fear. The third characteristic that we must understand is non-self, or emptiness, which is a deep subject, but for this video I will just say that there is no permanent or unchanging self, that the I we habitually identify with, that sense of being an observer inside of our heads or a thinker of our thoughts, is an illusion. People exist, obviously, but when we take the time to investigate ourselves through meditation, we realize that we only exist as a collection of different parts, and that nowhere can a separate quote-unquote self be located. The classic example that demonstrates this is the chariot, which only exists as a collection of elements such as the wheels, axles, seats, yoke, reins, etc. There is no chariot that exists apart from the collection of these parts. And in the same way, there is no self or soul that exists separate from the physical and mental elements that make up a human being. Understanding impermanence, dissatisfaction, and non-self can be incredibly transformative. When we can accept that things will not always stay the same, then we can be less reactive and not develop false expectations that lead us to disappointment. And when we can know the reasons why we suffer, then we can stop doing the things that make us unhappy and pursue actions that are conducive to sustainable well-being. When we understand non-self, then we can learn not to take ourselves so seriously. When we know that our beliefs change over time, we will not become so attached to them or take such offense when somebody challenges them. We can learn not to grasp so tightly to our identities and understand that we are always capable of changing who we are and how we live. This will allow us to grow as individuals and become better people. The best way to incorporate impermanence, dissatisfaction, and non-self into our lives is through meditation. While these concepts are relatively easy to understand on an intellectual level, meditation allows us to actually experience how they pertain to our own lives. When we take the time to sit with no distractions and observe ourselves, then we can begin to understand how our minds and bodies work. When we meditate on impermanence, dissatisfaction, and non-self, we can gain experiential knowledge of them, which is much deeper than mere conceptual understanding. We can know these things to be true, instead of just having ideas or beliefs about them. Developing the wisdom paramita and seeing things as they really are can help us to live happier lives experience less suffering, and be more open to personal growth and changing who we are for the better. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give a thumbs up, share, and subscribe for more. I'll see you next time.